Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going deep, really deep into the world of hidden fortunes. We're talking secret millionaires, tricky perceptions, the whole shebang. And our guide for this deep dive is this YouTube video, 6 broke students versus 1 secret millionaire.
Yeah, this one is particularly interesting. You've got your classic setup, right?
Yeah.
A group of people trying to figure out who amongst them is secretly loaded.
Right.
But here's the twist, the extra layer of complexity.
Exactly.
They're all college students, supposedly broke, or at least that's what they're claiming. So right off the bat, you're dealing with this fascinating dynamic of appearances versus reality.
And it's fascinating how the video really leans into those classic stereotypes about college students, right? Ramen diets, part-time jobs, the whole 9 yards. And here's the kicker, how each student embodies that broke student persona is already shaped by their own unique experiences and backgrounds.
Absolutely. And that's where things get really interesting. It's like, what even is broke? Everyone has their own definition based on their own financial reference points.
Oh, totally. And that's where those flawed deductions come in. We start making judgments based on these very limited snapshots of their lives.
It's like trying to solve a puzzle with only half the pieces, and those pieces might not even be from the same puzzle.
Huh. It's true. Like, remember Omar with his rather, shall we say, eye-catching sense of style? The other participants were practically convinced he was the millionaire just based on his clothes.
The classic trap. We often equate outward displays of affluence with actual wealth. But as we'll see, it's not always that straightforward.
It's like that saying, don't judge a book by its cover, except in this case, it's more like, don't judge a bank account by the brand of jeans they're wearing.
Exactly. And it's not just the clothes, right? Remember, Fiona, those perfectly manicured nails, those sparkly tooth gems. Suddenly, everyone's a financial analyst scrutinizing every little detail.
Right. It's like those tiny details, the ones that might seem insignificant at first glance, become magnified under the pressure of uncovering a hidden millionaire.
Exactly. We start looking for those telltale signs of wealth, but are we looking in the right places? Or are we letting our own biases cloud our judgment?
And that's where things get really interesting, right? You've got this group of students all trying to sniff out a millionaire, but they're also acutely aware of that broke student stereotype.
Oh, absolutely. It's this weird balancing act.
Totally. They want to win the game, which means convincing everyone they're practically penniless.
But at the same time, they don't want to come across as, completely destitute.
Exactly. So you get these really interesting choices in what they choose to share and what they conveniently leave out.
Like that old saying, the devil's in the details. Or in this case, the millionaire's in the details they're not giving you.
Huh. So true. It's like they're all competing for the most relatable broke student award,
Yeah.
You hear of the part-time jobs, the ramen-heavy diets. Remember Alejandro? Juggling 3 jobs while going to community college.
And still somehow affording rent in Culver City. That's impressive, to say the least.
Right. And you can't forget Lily meticulously budgeting her earnings from Disneyland. Or Matas making ends meet with his camera shop gig while studying at Chapman. It's all very relatable.
Because for many students it is. They're living these stories, these struggles.
Exactly. But then there's this other layer, almost a sort of humble brag element, where they downplay any advantages they might have.
Right. It's like this unspoken rule.
Yeah.
To be convincingly broke, you have to be entirely self-made.
No mentioning the rent money from mom and dad.
Or that trust fund you're dipping into.
It's like acknowledging any form of financial safety net would be an automatic disqualification from the broke student club.
It speaks to a larger pressure in our society, I think. This need to project an image of complete independence, even if it means stretching the truth just a little.
Which brings us to that nail-biting moment of truth, the big reveal. Did you feel that sense of anticipation when they were casting their final votes?
Oh, absolutely. Everyone loves a good plot twist.
And this video delivers.
Yeah.
Because who turns out to be the secret millionaire? Fiona. The one who seemed so relatable with her part-time job and those carefully chosen outfits.
The master of disguise. It really makes you question everything you thought you knew about her. And it just goes to show we can be so easily blinded by our own assumptions.
We were so focused on the broke student narrative, we missed all the clues. The subtle hints about her entrepreneurial background.
This successful YouTube channel.
The beauty brand.
That savvy understanding of finances.
She was playing us all along.
Which begs the question, did Fiona simply exploit those common stereotypes about wealth, or did she challenge them?
It's a tough one, right?
Kind of makes you think.
It really does. Because on the one hand, she played into those expectations, the whole wealth should be hidden thing. But then again, the fact that she could do that so easily, well, that speaks volumes about the advantages that come with having money in the first
It's
place.
like having wealth gives you options, you know? You can blend in, you can stand out, it's your choice. And that's not something everyone has the luxury of doing.
Exactly. And it just goes to show that financial situations are rarely as straightforward as they appear.
Definitely makes you stop and think, you know? How often do we jump to conclusions based on just a few surface-level details? Fiona's story is like a masterclass in misleading appearances. Right. We tend to fixate on those flashy signs of wealth, those external markers.
The cars, the clothes, all that.
Exactly. But what about the quiet successes, the ones who are building something substantial, managing their money wisely, and quietly defying those stereotypes about wealth?
It's like those hidden gems, you know? You have to look beyond the surface to appreciate their true value.
And that's what makes this whole thing so fascinating, right? It's a reminder that things aren't always what they seem.
Totally agree. So next time you find yourself making assumptions about someone based on their financial status, remember Fiona and her secret millionaire status. There might be more to the story than meets the eye. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the world of hidden fortunes and tricky perceptions. Until next time, keep those critical thinking caps on.